Welcome to the Better Memoir Writing Masterclass channel. For those of you who do not know me, I am Denis Ledoux, author of the classic granddaddy of memoir writing books, Turning Memories into Memoirs, and founder of the Memoir Network. Today I would like to offer you 9 tips for self-publishing your memoir more easily, more enjoyably, and more successfully. If you can master these 9 tips for self-publishing your memoir that I'm about to give you, you will be on your way to successful publication. A topic so large as self-publishing, of course, needs a much longer study than I can do here with you. But this video is a solid start to explore the topic. My first tip: do you want to reach a larger audience than family and friends? If so, you will need to write a book that will appeal to that larger audience. Your book must contain history and psychology and references to social concerns to appeal to a larger readership, which neither knows you nor your family and friends. Simply said, the reader drawn from a larger audience, alas, does not care about you. This reader cares about how you embodied a certain category of people, how you were representative of a certain grouping of the population. You need to explore how you were universal in your particular responses to life. This will broaden the appeal of your memoir. Tip number 2. Thinking in terms of a real book is necessary. Books that are destined to reach a handful of relatives and friends need no more than a simple cover with the name of the memoir and your name itself. This will be adequate. But for a more widely distributed book, a professional design is absolutely required. I'll say more about book design later. To have a real book, you need to produce your memoir as a quality paperback. That's a paperback such as you see in a bookstore. I would even encourage a self-published writer to think quality paperback for a small run destined for family and friends. Quality paperback prices are very affordable via print-on-demand printers. Gone are the days when manuscripts for family and friends were placed in a 3-ring binders. There's really no need for that sort of primitive production anymore. Inquire widely about printing options and costs. Today, your local printer is probably unable to meet the prices of large regional or national book printing firms. You'll be surprised at both how inexpensive publication can be and how diverse the estimates you receive, as well as what is included in those estimates. You will find those estimates are all over the place, and some being twice the price of others. So buyer beware. You should think of print on demand. That is, one book at a time, rather than a print run, say printings of 500, 1,000, or 2,000 books. It is true that a large print run will produce more profit for you. That is, if you sell all of your books. Unless you are deeply committed to marketing your book, scale your ambitions back to print on demand, or, as we say, POD, printing and selling one book at a time. That is the way to go. Most people now choose the big names in POD printers: Amazon KDP, Ingram Spark, Draft2Digital, Lulu are among the best known. Notice that I call these companies printers and not publishers. As self-published writer, you are the publisher of your book, and these companies are the printers and distributors. They are not publishers. Tip number 3. Read books on self-publishing, visit self-publishing blogs, and surf YouTube channels to familiarize yourself with the work that goes into preparing and printing a book. Whether you act as your own publishing contractor or hire a professional company such as the Memoir Network, knowledge when publishing a memoir is power. Ignorance is absolutely not blissed. Here's what to keep in mind. If you enjoy researching and managing process, becoming your own contractor in the printing, publishing process will work for you. The learning curve can be steep, but engaging in self-publishing a memoir is a legitimate pastime or probably and hopefully a business venture. If you think you will not enjoy the wheeler-dealer aspect of becoming a self-publisher, then engaging a book production company is probably your best bet. This company will serve as your design and production desk. I hope you will look into my own company, the Memoir Network, whose contact info is in the description of this video. When you work with a book production company, you remain the publisher. Tip number 4. Make a preliminary budget to invest in this project of self-publishing your memoir. This will help you determine the possible, that is, the viable scope of your publication and your book's distribution. While adhering to a budget has its very clear value, know that this project of publishing your memoir is probably a once-in-a-lifetime effort. Be sure to get the book you want rather than try to save your pennies. Self-publishing will probably cost more than you wish it would, but it will produce for you a book that you can be proud of. Just don't stint on publication. Here's an analogy. You have redesigned your kitchen, but are saving money on buying new appliances. The old appliances don't fit into the color scheme, nor do they work all that well. But hey, you saved some money, even if you're later inconvenienced. Tip number 5. Set a timeline. As with underestimating their publication budgets, people tend to underestimate how long it will take to do book production. To be safe, double your time estimate. Once you have an end date, create intermediate dates by which you will accomplish specific intermediate tasks. Establish a preliminary timeline for self-publishing your memoir. Is there an anniversary, a family reunion, a convention, or a holiday in the next month that could be your obvious publication date? Of course, you may need to readjust your schedule as you go along and find that the date you had originally believed was right is absolutely not attainable. Tip number 6. Design a really good book jacket. It remains true that people judge a book by its cover. You will want a professional-looking book to give your work its best chance in the marketplace. Go to a bookstore or library. Peruse magazines and websites, Amazon, Ingram, Barnes & Noble, Draft to Digital. Study the book designs that both have been good sellers and that appeal to you. Imitate these book covers. Do you have the know-how to use design software, not only for the cover but also for the interior of the book? By the way, most people overestimate their ability to design a book. Here again, engaging a book production company may be your best option and ultimately your cheapest option. Your niece, who is real good at art, probably can't do the job of designing a great book cover and book interior for you. I've seen many such books designed by amateurs. Most fail the grade. Tip number 7. Use a scanner to reproduce your photos for publication. Get requirements from your printer for the best DPI, dots per inch, for their press. Do you know how to work with your photos in Photoshop or Corel to eliminate the gray and degraded look or repair tears? Never place a photocopy of a photo in your book unless you want a grainy, washed-out look. I'm presuming that you don't. Tip number 8. Have your manuscript edited and proofread so that it is truly as good as it can be. Many new authors are so eager to finish their projects that they short-sightedly omit working with an editor. A final chance to be sure that the text conveys all the meaning you intend for it to convey. Good editors will not alter your voice. Rather, they will ensure that you communicate clearly in that voice and will find discrepancies you can't see anymore. You have read your text so many times that you are now blind to much of it. A proofreader will guarantee your favorite spelling and grammar mistakes don't make their way into the printed book. Read the book again once you believe it is totally ready for the printer. This is your last chance to make the book the best it can be. Look for layout and design issues. Check your photos to make sure they are well captioned and placed in the right spots. This is the time to be a demanding critic. Tip number 9. Design a marketing plan. You will send out press releases, do a blog tour, collaborate with other sites, buy advertising space, or you will perhaps do social marketing. These and other options can give your book a greater life than word of mouth can. To have good sales, you will need to do extensive outreach. Without marketing, your book is effectively dead. If your responses to these 9 tips for self-publishing a memoir indicate you are in the running for a successful self-publication, you will be on your way to holding your finished book in hand. Inquire about professional production help. You can turn over as much or as little as you feel comfortable undertaking it or turning over. If you would like to explore receiving help with your memoir on any aspect of memoir writing, we offer a 30-minute complimentary get-to-know-you coaching consultation. Oh, and before you go, here's the bonus. A link to a video that will help you evaluate your manuscript's readiness for publication. It's called Become a Better Storyteller. You'll find it full of tips you can implement to make your memoir more interesting to its readers. And remember, inch by inch, it's a cinch. Yard by yard, it's hard. Good luck self-publishing your memoir.